y'all. Shannon's back with the bad Wi-Fi. Is it because you're recording on your phone? What are you recording on?
I'm on my, you know what, you guys? I'm going to treat myself this Christmas to buy an Apple computer.
There we go.
Hey,
I think that might, I'm going to do that for myself.
I think you deserve it.
I think you definitely do.
I think the podcast deserves it. Well, I'm hoping by the time next year comes, which is like in a couple weeks, that we're not on Zoom and that we're just able to record in person. But y'all, we're still on Zoom because we are quarantining from each other. Kyle and I are quarantining together because we were already together.
Whatever.
Yeah.
We don't want to keep spreading our germs. So
I was willing to spread. I really wanted to come over.
Not spread, but like partake.
I wanted to partake in their family sickness. Not like that, but I just really wanted it to work and be with them. But
I'm so mad because we really planned to
specifically flew out for us to record in studio together,
which y'all love so much. So I'm just so prepared for y'all to talk about us right now that we're not in the studio.
And to be honest, I've been really loving the studio vibe. I love the content. I love the way it looks visually. And I love the way it's like the guests fit in really easily there.
Yeah. It's just a different vibe, but we're able to like vibe off each other because we're in person and we're in like this setting to where like you turn on almost.
Yes.
But we're not going to sit here and complain about not being in the studio this whole episode. Shannon put up a Q&A, and I think that I went and looked at it. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do a Q&A, but I went and looked at it, and I feel like there's really good questions for everybody on here.
Yeah, I do too.
We're coming towards the end of the year, so maybe some things that we might have answered in the beginning of the year we'll answer differently now.
They are different.
Yeah. So who wants to start?
Ooh. Let's jump. Oh,
ching chang on a bang bang. What are you oohing and ohing on?
I'm just giving some quick ones here. So you guys want to this, I don't know why this is the first thing. Maybe we shouldn't make that one the first one.
No, let's say it.
The first thing I saw was, why didn't Corey go to the wedding? And then why wasn't Ashley at Shy's wedding? And I know the Teen Mom, the wedding just aired, and I've received a few messages like, why weren't Corey and Taylor invited? I want to say, like, bro, people not think like people have other plans or lives, commitments, things going on too? Like,
so Corey and Taylor were invited to the wedding. Yes. Corey was shooting a movie in Atlanta at that same time, and he kept asking the director and his lawyer basically fighting to be able to come to the wedding.
Yes.
But they were having some issues on set to where the director would not let anybody leave the set. So he was unable to come. And then Taylor was going to come regardless, with Corey's friend Liz. Liz is Ryder's godmom. And Liz ended up being sick, couldn't come, and then whoever I think Taylor was gonna have watch the girls like couldn't make it happen.
Life was lifing.
It just didn't work out for them, but they were definitely invited. We wouldn't exclude them
literally
from that
up until the wedding.
I wonder what people think the narrative is between your guys' relationship. It's like it's so confusing when people are like, why didn't you do this with Corey? Why didn't like what?
Well, the hard part is we get slack from people who are like, why didn't you do this? And then when we do things together, it's like, well, why is he there? Why is she there? It's like, okay, we can't make everybody happy. So at this point, we just do us.
Yeah.
Like, I can't appease everyone. So it's just annoying.
So and they were invited, y'all.
They were definitely invited. They just couldn't make it.
People want to make things more than what they really are. And I really loved it because Corey in his mind was coming to the wedding the whole time.
He was.
He was like, no, just hold my place. Like,
Up
I'm
until
coming.
the day, he was still like,
and Cheyenne was like, bro, like they're not budging with you. Like they're telling you what it is.
yeah.
And it was like behind the scenes, it was like, maybe we just gotta fill this in because he doesn't get it. But he
Right.
was like, we're coming. So yeah, I think people want to make things more than what they are. And it's like,
it's almost like they want
to be an issue.
they want an issue and there's not an issue.
Yeah.
And then regarding the Ashley invite, I feel like last week when the episode aired and it just showed the clip of her reading my text, it just left things like kind of out of context. And for the whole week, I was just getting like harassed by it. And I really don't even want to address it anymore, but I will say, actually, there's a few things I do want to address. And it's not even towards her
addressing it, but
there's some things that I'm reading that I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. So the number one thing that I just keep getting is that because I didn't invite Ashley because she's Black, I'm now white. Like I'm now with the others. Like because
white. What the hell?
So I just want to say that an invite isn't like color coded. Like I'm not just gonna invite somebody. This has nothing to do with Ashley, but I'm not gonna invite somebody just because they're Black. Like that's not the way that the invite works. The invite works based off of like.
Yeah, I'm coming right.
The invite works based off of the relationship that you have with the person that you're inviting to your wedding, not the color of their skin. And just because I did not have her and she was Black does not mean that I don't like Black people on the wedding. Like it's just really confusing to read comments that are like, how can you be pro-Black and uninvite the Black girl?
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with
I didn't know that
anything.
Some of the comments were, that's honestly kind of like
they've made it into a race thing.
Like just because you guys are Black, you're supposed to automatically like
be friends and be together and disregard the actual relationship that you have with each other. Yeah. So that's one thing that I'm like, okay, that doesn't make sense. Like the invitation came with who we talk to on a daily basis or who we are friends with, not okay, I'm just gonna invite her because
she loves us.
Yeah, that kind of like blew my mind when I was reading stuff. I'm like, okay, this is
tokenism.
Being pro-Black doesn't mean that I have to always include
all the Black people.
So that's the first thing that I feel like people have a misunderstanding about is I can love being Black, and that doesn't mean that I have to include every Black person into my life.
Not at all.
That's just what it is.
It's also like for the people who are watching, there's only so few, like you guys are still like token Black people on the show. And I hate to use that, but it's like within tokenism, like people want to put like, oh, just because you're Black here now, you guys are going to automatically be friends because there's that commonality. Y'all, I've been in a room with 100 Black people and related to 4 people in there, maybe. Like, there's so many different shades, not shades, but there's so many different like languages of Black. Yeah. There's so many different like varieties, and like we come in all flavors, and we're not all going to mesh together and be on the same page. But it's not just
fans saying it. It was even like her sister said some stuff online about like you went with the others, and it's just like. Just because we're Black doesn't mean we have to be besties. And trust me, I really was nice to everybody. Like I was, but I feel like.
Sorry, it was those 2 in the back for me.
I feel like at some point you have to call it what it is. And if you don't mesh with someone's personality or their vibe, then it is what it is. I don't have to be your friend just because of the color of your skin. I don't think that that's how it works. So that was really the only thing that irritated me when it came to like the backlash that I got for uninviting Ashley. And then it was kind of like, okay, she put it out. Yeah. She put out there that I had uninvited her and then put out there that she wasn't even coming and that she had, in the text that she sent me back, it was basically like, no hard feelings. I removed myself like a few days before. So I was like, okay, like, all right. And the wedding was 2 weeks after family reunion. So much happened at family reunion and there was so much drama, and it seemed as a whole entire cast, everybody did not like agree with what happened, didn't like what happened, and then didn't like what happened once she went home. When she went home, she continued to like fuel the fire. And it wasn't like any type of, it wasn't positive. It was just all negativity. I didn't want any of that conversation to transpire over to the wedding.
No.
It was one of the things where it's like the wedding was about love, and it was about Cheyenne, Zach, Ryder, and Ace. And
I didn't want any of the drama from family reunion to come over to the wedding. Not saying that she would come there and throw a table and do that at the most, but just even the conversation of
or energy.
The energy, like what is gonna happen? Like I didn't want that. And to be honest, like my mom was at family reunion. She didn't like what she saw. And my parents were paying for half the shit. Like, I'm not going to sit here and argue with her about it. So I'm sticking behind what I did. And I truly think that people who are attacking me because we're Black girls, you don't have to sit us at the same table. So it's almost like check your thought process when it comes to that. Yeah. But I have no hard feelings, even if her sister and her family continue to want to talk about me. I really don't. I hope them the best. I hope that whenever they have their wedding, that it's absolutely beautiful and wonderful, and that the weeks before their wedding, they're not dealing with trauma. People being rude to them or talking about them online. When we got back from the reunion, Ashley's mom had a lot to say about me online as I'm literally days before my wedding. So, and that's the other crazy thing. It's just a lot. It was a lot to deal with. I didn't know you were grandparents going online and being reckless with the mouth. Like it's so just. But it is what it is. That has nothing to do with me. But this is what y'all do. It is what it is. I have nothing but positivity to spill out. I have nothing negative to say about her or her husband. I think her child is absolutely beautiful. I just hope the best for everyone. That's all. So I hope that answers everyone's question, but please know that I can love being Black. That does not mean I have to love every Black person. Or get along or think the same way. Yeah. Or that if she was white and I uninvited her, then they would say, I don't like white people.
You don't like white people, literally.
So, I just can't win.
So let me get this right. You're trying to find a cure for your symptoms. Itchy palms, itchy eyes, itchy nose, dry nose, migraines. Then you stumble down a TikTok rabbit hole full of questionable advice from so-called experts. There are better ways to get answers you want and the care you deserve from trusted professionals and not random people on the internet. ZocDoc helps you find expert doctors and medical professionals that specialize in the care you need and deliver the type of experience you want. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun. On ZocDoc, you will find doctors who focus on you, listen to you, and prioritize your care. With ZocDoc, there are no alarms and no surprises. Choose from thousands of patient-reviewed doctors and specialists, browse doctor profiles, upload and verify your insurance information, and get the care you need. When I moved to DC, I had no idea what I was doing to find a doctor. I got some referrals, they were all booked and busy. So what did I do? I went to ZocDoc, and I was able to not only find a primary care doctor for myself, I was also able to find a doctor for my kids. Go to ZocDoc.com/think and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/think. ZocDoc.com/think.
Oh, here's a question. Are any of you guys on birth control, and what kind of birth control do you use?
I'm on birth control. I use the IUD, the copper one with the low hormones or little to none, but I still get my period. This is a really interesting question.
Right. I'm like,
oh, you're really answering it. Like, there you go.
Explained it. Why do you do low hormones?
Well, because after I had Parker, I decided it was time to go on birth control. And so I did another IUD with like all the hormones and whatever. And I don't know if it was on top of me just having PARC and my hormones are already raging, but I was the devil in flesh. I was just not a nice person. And I felt it inside me.
Yeah.
So like I had to get it taken out because like I just like everything was like on 1,000. And so
did you gain weight on it?
I didn't gain weight. My hormones were just
all over the place.
And I didn't like who I was, like how I felt. So I knew I needed to be on birth control just because I didn't want another mishap, because during the time me and Robert were not, we were just
taking precaution.
Yeah. So I ended up getting the switched it, and I did a little bit of research and making sure like which would be right for me, because I don't want to take a shot. I didn't want to do the implant or like, and I'm really bad at taking pills. So I'm like, just stick something in me that I don't have to worry about for a while.
Oh my God.
And I decided to do the copper one. So I like it and I'm still on it. I think I'm going to take it out soon though.
Okay. I'm on the pill. I've been on the pill since my freshman year of college. I actually got pregnant with Ryder on the pill because it was a low hormone dose, and because I was taking antibiotics, and it kind of canceled it out. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
some medications can cancel your stuff out.
Now that I know that, and now that my doctor's like, you are very fertile, I'm on a higher hormone dose.
I'm
so that
very
I don't
fertile
on the pill.
too.
And I'm really good with taking the pill. Like, she wanted me to do a IUD, and I did all the application. I did all the consultations. Like, I had an appointment set and everything. And then something happened. I had to miss it. And that was probably like a year ago. And I'm still not like running to get it because I'm really good with taking the pill. It's just like, it's not. Yeah, but I will say, when I was on my honeymoon, my mom was calling me like, don't come back with a baby. And I'm like, girl, I swear there was like one day I was so, I don't know if I like drank too much or what, but I was so in my head. I took 3 pills in that day. I was like, this is not about to go down. So and then I went on this whole like Google like black hole of like, did I take 3 and did they like, are they gonna like cancel each other out? Like, are all 3 not gonna work? Or is it just gonna work like really, really well?
What did you discover?
No.
That is hilarious. Kyle, are you on birth control?
No, and to be honest, the last time that I was on birth control, so my mom put me on birth control at 17. It was crazy because it's like, that's when I lost my virginity. And like the next day she was like, we're going to birth control. And I was like, oh my God, how did this lady know? And I did the pill for a minute and I didn't like it. I kept forgetting it. But at the same time, I wasn't sexually active. My boyfriend was in college at the time in another state. So like it happened and then it was like nothing was going on. So I used to forget it all the time. But then I did the shot, and that depot shot really messed my body up for like years, to where I did not have a normal period for like 2.5 years. There were times when I would have like a 2-week long period, and there were times where I'd have like a month-long period. And so I stopped that. Like I probably only had like 3 or 4 shots in how long that duration. I don't even know how far apart they took it. And it took me a few years to get my body back on track. And ever since then, I have not touched or done any birth control.
We know.
Yeah. Right now, I'm still not on birth control. I track my ovulation and my cycle like religiously.
Better girl.
Did her modern fertility. Like I went and ordered one, not to check my fertility, but to like see when I was to double check my ovulation and like my fertility windows just to make sure like there's no sex happening between this time. So Messier and we're both pretty like
You're on top of it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I've never really like tracked my stuff like with like a man or had like a man really be like, what's popping in that sense. So it's right now it's just a lot of like tracking, prayer, and
not tracking and prayer.
That is not a good plan.
It sounds like another baby to pop off.
Nobody believe in what you said. Like, that doesn't sound like a good plan.
Don't follow my path.
Prayer.
Girl,
if you don't.
Can I tell you, we tried condoms. Like, we'll like.
You need to just try a different form of birth control. And hormone
I'm
dose.
so scared. I know I do, but it's like.
Hormone.
The thing is, I don't like the way it makes me feel. Like the because I tried different. Like, I tried.
Do you want another baby, or do you want to suck up how it makes you feel?
I'm
because we already can't get nothing done with the ones you got.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something about a kid. That is great. Power Ranger boss. I need you to go hang out over there. Woo.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, I'm not trying to have another child at this time, but like this is a conversation that I
guess I'll keep praying for you too, Kyle. We'll pray. We will keep praying.
Yeah, I saw that question. I was like, oh, this is a good one.
So since we're talking about babies, this is a good one. What is your must-need baby item?
I don't know. That question is for y'all.
Yeah, you're too.
I'm totally.
There's so many new baby items.
Right, I'm out of the loop 100%.
The snoo, I didn't have it with Ryder. I had it with Ace, and it was life-changing. And I know that people are like, it's so expensive. You can rent it.
You can rent it. It's like $100 and something.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, it's worth it if you use it properly.
When I have my baby.
If you use it properly, it can literally change your whole life when it comes to having a newborn. Mm-hmm. So that was one of my must-haves.
Or if like you have a large family, y'all can pitch in to buy it, because at this point, Cheyenne used it with Ace, and then I was able to use it. We're seeing if Remy still wants it. Like, it's something.
One of my friends is pregnant right now and having a baby. On. She's like, "Can I use your snoo?"
Yeah. I would say so. After the snoo, like, so that's sleeping wise, car seat wise, like for like new babies, I definitely love the Duna stroller, which is like the stroller car seat unit.
Is that what you guys use? It looks so easy to plop.
It's so convenient. It's great for travel. Like, unless you have like a permanent, like, I'm gonna use this stroller because I want a whole bunch of extra like compartment space or like an underneath trolley, and I want to, use this car seat, get the Duna.
Yeah.
It was a really great investment. At the time when I was pregnant, it was like, what was it? I had COVID baby. So like all the shipping and stuff was crazy. Dunas are normally like $500 or $600, like $600. At the time, they were sold out everywhere. They were stuck at the dock, and they were retailing on Amazon for like $900. And I remember when I was pregnant, I was like, I refuse to buy this $900 stroller. And so I would check it every day on Amazon. And then it went down, and I was like, Messier, we need to get this now. But it was, I love that Duna stroller. I'm actually really sad that Zaire is sized out, but I'm like pushing it. Just when I come here to LA, I just bought a new car seat. I have a new stroller at home. But for traveling wise, it really makes the difference. Like, if Duna was like, hey, we have a study to, make a stroller for a 1 to 2 year old who wants to invest, I would pitch in.
Except me, right here. Good to know.
Love the Duna.
So since we're talking about babies, are you guys planning on having any more children in the future?
I want to have more kids so badly. I feel like, I don't know. I'm just praying on my husband. I'm praying, literally, I'm at a point where I'm like, all my friends are like, just pray for exactly what you want in a man. Like, pray for your husband. Because, like, I feel like, not that having a husband equals having a kid, but at least having a good man by my side and having another kid is like that's what I want. So I want another kid, at least one more.
Are you
What about you?
what y'all going for right now?
Definitely not another baby. We've talked about like adopting when age is closer to like Ryder's age now, but like adopting an older child that probably like the statistics of like a Black male that's over the age of like a baby getting adopted are like very low.
Wow.
So we've talked about adopting like someone in between the age of like 7 to like 15. And we've started doing our research and stuff because sometimes adoptions can take years depending on like the case or like the age or the circumstances. So we've started doing research, reaching out to different agencies and just trying to see how it could work. But definitely not planning on having another biological child. So if one slips in, y'all,
make it a double.
I'm just gonna be very confused because I told y'all I took 3 birth control on my honeymoon in one. I'm not fucking it around.
Shine's like, no, I'm not doing this.
I have a boy and a girl. I don't.
Would you do the implant?
I had a whole appointment.
Would you reconsider doing it again?
I feel like the pill works for me. Like I don't really want to mess up like what we got going on.
You're like, no.
Yeah. Oh, actually, no. Right when I got pregnant with Zaire, I had an appointment in LA to go get the implant, and then I came home and I was like, oh shit, I'm pregnant. Well, I found out I was pregnant. I was like, yeah, I had to cancel my appointment. So I did try.
No, that was a terrible try.
That was a terrible, terrible try. I did try. Girl, you prayed.
The appointment.
You prayed and you tracked.
Yeah. No, I didn't pray and track then.
So do you want more kids?
I do want, we talk about it, but not in the like no time soon. Like we both want to like buy a house first. And then I've also like Messi knows that I would like to like foster to adopt later on. Like once we're like settled and like I can see what our space layout is. Yeah, this is something Cheyenne's always talked about. And it's just like the older I get, the more I understand just like the blessings that we have. And like the more I receive, the more I want to share. And it's just
I love that.
Yeah. Same thing. I want to do an older I would like to do siblings. And like an older set, keep them together because I feel like.
Do you ever get nervous with the thought of like, adopting an older child? Do you ever get nervous with like if they have like trauma?
So you can put different preference. It sounds like you're buying something, which sounds shitty, but it's like you can almost put different preferences on your profile. Like for us, for example, we said that we don't want anyone with any type of sexual abuse or sexual background, anything dealing with sex or anything like that, just because we do have other kids in the house and we still have to protect our kids. And so like the same way that we put that, there's other things that you can put on like your no cannot deal with list. And then when you look at the kids' profiles, it will list out one agency will tell you their trauma and will tell you like this one is going to need intense therapy for this. This one's going to need therapy for this. Like, so I did appreciate that and seeing how they handled it very like upfront about like that, because to me,
you know what you're going into.
Right. And I feel like they're almost saying it from the standpoint of like, can you afford to put this child through like the care and therapies that they're going to need? I feel like regardless of like their background when it comes to like abuse or trauma or sexual abuse, if you're 12 years old and you've been in the system for your whole life, you're going to need therapy. Either way. Shit, if you're 12 and you're at home with your biological parents, you need therapy sometimes. So it just doesn't, to me, either way, if you're adopting an older child, be ready to put them in therapy because they've been through something, some form or fashion, and they're old enough to know that shit's not right. So, but there's a way that you can like cushion it to where you're not putting, you know, someone in your house that has dealt with sexual trauma, unless that's what you want to take on. Yeah. But I feel like when you have other kids around, you can't really, I can't take that chance.
No, I feel like you have to be in like a special place. And when I say special, like it's very intentional. Like Shine said, you have to do your research. You have to have there's a lot of tough conversations that are going to happen around it.
Lines up.
For me, like, I know when I get there, it'll be based off of like my schedule, how old the boys are, like what is my house circumstance, just what can I take on at that time. But it is something that I also like to take on in life. It's
that's why we got the bed houses with an extra bedroom. Someone messaged me, was like, why do you have 2 guest rooms? But the intention is that one day the upstairs room would be for another child.
I love that. And it's a beautiful space to have another kid and share that with.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Ooh, here's a question. Does Santa come to your house Christmas Eve? What does it look like? What does that look like in each of your families? Shannon, I'm gonna say you have the oldest child. Does Parker still?
But yes, Santa still comes to our house. Parker still believes in Santa. I like to keep the magic in my house as much as possible.
I love it.
Last year, I think I almost ruined it for him and for me because I don't know. I might have told this story last year, but I bought a little like Santa kit of like footprints.
Yes.
Did I tell this story?
I don't know, but I feel like we talked about it.
But so I bought footprints, and so I gave one for Parker's because he slept over his dad's house last Christmas. So I got one for his dad's house so his dad could have like the magic at his house when he wakes up. And then I had one for mine. And then I posted it on Instagram. And sometimes I don't realize Parker's always in my freaking phone, like watching what I'm doing. And then he saw me post it. And he said, "Hey, Mom." Yeah. And I'm like, what happened? So he kind of was like, "Oh, those look like the footprints." And he was like, "Oh, it's a kit." And I was like, no, you didn't see that. But yeah,
that's funny.
Santa comes Christmas Eve. No, he comes Christmas Day when he wakes up. I don't do the whole Christmas opening on Christmas Eve. Do you?
So in the past, like growing up, like we had really set Christmas traditions. Like my grandmother, we would go to my grandparents' house, and then at midnight, the kids would open their gifts. And then we would take everything home. And then the next morning we would have more gifts from Santa. So this is going to be my first Christmas in DC. And I feel like it's so crazy because for me, December has always been like a really weird month for me. Since I was like 15. Yeah, since I was 15. I had some like traumatic things that happened to me in December. So like I have always been kind of weird about this month. And then there just had like a few things that happened to me. So I used to like, for a while, I just was not into the holiday season. I was not into Christmas at all. It was like, can we just get through December?
Yeah.
I have like, I guess, I don't want to say I've like made peace, but like I'm on my journey of healing still. And like, it's nice because maybe some of those like negative emotions or feelings or connotation that I used to have been like replaced with like happier, more positive memories. So this year I'm like really into the holiday. I feel very just happy, like bought a Christmas tree, like early, like
I love that.
The tree's been up for like 2 weeks now.
For the kids, yeah.
For the kids, I bought hella gifts for all the kids, and I'm just, in a completely different vibe. Who knows? Maybe next year you guys might get a little elf on the shelf from me.
I know. I
didn't know about it, and then Cheyenne told me about it, and then I've seen some, and I'm like,
you didn't know about it, girl. It's a whole thing.
Oh, I now see, but like to me, I feel like
I don't know if I have that much commitment.
I don't have that kind of commitment.
I don't really think I have that much commitment.
I might do it like once or twice.
That part. I feel like I can commit to maybe 2 great ones. and then I'm going to fall off because I can't wake up every morning and surprise my child with an elf doing something crazy.
Something wild and reckless.
Yeah, like some of these elves do like crazy things, and I'm like, parents,
My thing is,
some of us parents look really bad, okay?
I've seen some that are really like go throughout the house where there's like a trail, and I'm like, y'all do all of this, and your kid, half the time, I'm like, your kid's not gonna understand what's even going on right now.
Or
And then you have to go clean all of this up. I saw one where it was like the elf was taking a poop on the toilet, and they had like paper, toilet paper trails with like chocolate on it.
oh, I saw that one.
There were
That
like
was
little
ridiculous.
footprints. There was the help on the door, and then it was like the elf was on the toilet seat, like mid squat, and I was like,
I feel like some
You
people
did all
really get
this?
into it, but for themselves, not only for
it's
their
for
kids.
themselves.
Right. That exactly what Cheyenne just said. I feel
And I'm
like the parents get into it.
Also curious to
And
know,
it's
are
not for the
people
kids.
doing this because they genuinely enjoy it, or is this content? You know, I think that's the hard
It's
thing for me
content.
nowadays. It's like, is this, do you really love this? Like, are you really doing Elf on the Shelf with no cameras around, or is this just purely content?
I think it's content.
I enjoy it either way.
Oh no, I enjoy watching them now that I know.
I enjoy watching them. I
I'm
give
like,
the parents
more
all
power
credit.
to you.
Y'all, I really, if you out there and you're doing Elf on the Shelf for your child, I give you
You
all the
said so?
credit.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him, little
Do you
pop.
guys have any like new Christmas traditions, or what y'all doing over here?
Santa comes on Christmas Eve after the kids go to sleep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's when Santa's coming in my house.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna let them
But
enjoy
we'll be
it for a
home
little
for
bit.
Christmas. We're gonna stay here.
Yeah. Oh, dang, you walked back. Someone said, does Shy know how to ride a bike yet? I was gonna say, should I get Cheyenne a bike for Christmas, y'all?
No, I don't, y'all.
I feel like I already got your gift, but I'm like, do I get you a bike just so we can
Well, Zach wants to get a bike to ride around here, and he's like, this is like the quickest way to like get in shape and stuff.
yeah.
But
Hell yeah, with all those, yes.
I keep on trying to explain I don't know how to ride a bike. So
Y'all, if y'all know some good bikes, some good starter bikes for this lady, please send them my way.
Di, have you had SEX on the balcony yet?
it is too damn cold out there.
Boring.
Mm-mm.
She said, I don't want no shrink dink on the balcony.
Yeah,
Little
it's
tight
too
balls.
cold, and we don't have any like
Right.
furniture.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
It's
out
very
there.
open. Like the people down the hill will be like, oh, look at the
Yeah,
Shy
like,
Zach show.
Even if I changed in the blinds or the whatever these things are, like the window treatments are up. Zach is like, you're literally giving the neighbors a show that are below us because it's just a very clear
That's true,
view.
because you can see what's going down in their house.
Yeah, there's like a lady that we watch all the time on her balcony, like work
Creepers.
out in the morning. We're always like, is our girl working out? So
Don't turn into the voyeur couple.
we're like the watchers.
Literally.
Oh my gosh. Oh, here's one. I love answering this question. So someone said, what business plans or ventures are next? And what business advice do you have for beginners? I'm going to answer the second part. I always tell people, if you're wherever you are, whatever city you're in, find an economic development center within your city. You can literally Google your city name or your state and type in like small business development or economic development center. And there will have a plethora of resources. They usually have like seminars. There's people who can like mentor you, but like they'll help you with your setup of your business plans, networking. They'll help you with like grants, loans. So rather than paying someone to tell you what to do, sometimes like if you're going to pay someone, go to an economic development center, because that is literally their job, is to help you guys build your business and build like sustainable businesses. So that's my little tidbit on that.
How is Shannon's ghost?
Yeah.
Why? I'm just kidding.
Because we're all invested. That's why.
We want to know.
So, you guys, dating life is just it's interesting. Dating is interesting. The ghost is fine. We're still talking. We're still, figuring it out. I feel like this last couple of months, since we're invested in the ghost, we've been butting heads just because I feel like things are, I don't know. We just been butting heads. Relationships are hard, especially not being in the same town. And being very strong-minded people. So he's still in the picture, but like I keep saying, like I'm keeping my options open. Like I'm really living my best single life right now and like trying to figure it out. Like I don't think I have just
free agent Shaman.
Yeah, I'm just living my best life, but he's still in the picture. He's still my best friend, and we still talk every freaking day. Yeah.
All right.
Still there, you guys. He didn't ghost me yet again.
Oh my God.
Stop. He's still present.
I keep seeing questions like, what's our New Year's resolution? But I feel like we could do a whole episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole episode for sure.
Yes.
I have a WTF.
What's your WTF?
Last night, I put both my kids down to go to sleep. I'm sitting on the couch with Kyle and her kids. And all of a sudden, Boz is like a flailing fish, like just drops to the ground. It's just like going crazy. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is this? She was trying to put his pajamas on. But I swear to God, I was like,
he wasn't ready to go to sleep.
Like, it's happening.
In his mind, he's like, I'm at Auntie's house. I'm on vacation.
I took pictures.
I don't have school.
Bizarre. I took pictures.
Y'all, I grabbed his little body so hard. I'll hold it real tight because his body is strong and he'll start flailing and he'll like, I'm scared he's going to hurt himself. And like, what I've learned is like, if I pop him, it doesn't do anything right then. Like,
he says, that didn't hurt.
That didn't hurt.
Oh,
like, I'm like, I'm side eyeing him the whole time.
But I know when I was younger and I got spankings, it was like, it got to a point where it didn't faze me. And my mom was like, okay, that doesn't work. So now, like, yeah, now I held him really tight and I was like, get it out. And then I hugged him and I was like, are you done now? And
then he was like,
can
I get a snack?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, what you doing?
Like, stop it.
I swear I was looking at them.
I'm like, oh, this is bizarre.
It's happening over here. That was my WTF. Maybe y'all had to be there for it. But when I tell you it was the craziest shit I've seen in a long time.
When Boz isn't, sometimes when he doesn't get what he wants, like he's still learning how to process his emotions and stuff. Like he'll get really frustrated. And then he just throws his body. And I'm like, bro, where throws his body?
Like that?
Yeah. I don't know what Zaire wants.
Shannon, do you have a WTF or advice?
I don't know. Can't top the one that I had last time. Was looking at yeah, but
my WTF is I came out here. I was expecting to see my friends and record in the studio, and this is what we're doing. I thought I was gonna be able to go out and have like a little girls' night one day. I brought a dress. I brought some heels with me.
Girl, you brought heels?
I bought some new lip gloss. I might get dressed up and just look at Cheyenne and Zach tonight in the house. You trying to get dressed up and have a nice dinner in here? Cheyenne's like, no.
Cheyenne said, fuck that.
No, not really, but I will have a nice dinner and look at you dressed up.
I feel like the dress that I brought, I can't really wear in DT because it's cold and people will be like, why this girl got her legs out? Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was my WTF.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I wanted to see you too.
Well, I've enjoyed having them quarantined in my house.
Yeah, we've all been coughing on each other. It's pretty sick. One of the questions, like, how do y'all stay so close? This.
We get sick together.
Yeah, yesterday, Ryder, I was like, oh, let's call Messier. And Ryder was like, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want him to know I'm sick because then he's going to tell Boz he has to leave. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, Ryder, he won't. And she was like, so he knows? I was like, yeah, he knows. We talked about it before we came over here. We were at grandma's house. We were here. And she was so surprised, and she was like, so he knows I'm sick and he's okay with you being here? And I was like, yes, this is what we're doing. Like, we're family. Like, we came here to see you, spend time with you. Like,
Now
we're not breaking the plan. And she was like, oh, you can call him. It was like the cutest little, like, she was like, don't do it. I don't want him to tell boss he has to leave. And I was like, oh. It was like the kids are really enjoying each other. I think Cheyenne has a fresh new WTF.
My kid just took a shit on my lap. I gotta go.
Oh, and he has a rock from the fireplace.
Great.
That's why he's so happy.
He's like,
All right.
I don't even know what it is.
Guys,
It looks like a
Great, guys.
I'm gonna go change the shitty diaper.
Well, Shannon, are you gonna share something, girl?
No, I have nothing for y'all. But that the ghost just texted me. Good morning, my love.
Oh.
But yeah, you guys, I don't really have anything. Actually, I do. My advice would be going back to like the business question. If you're gonna go into business with anybody, and I'm learning this because I'm in business with these two beautiful ladies, like, go into business with people that you really can communicate with, and that you can communicate with, because sometimes I don't think this would work if we didn't have good communication or got along with each other, or were able to call each other on each other's shit without feelings being hurt. So sorry.
I just see kids walking all behind me right now.
But yeah, I guess that's my little tidbit.
I love it. Okay, baby. I love you. I wish I could hug you right now.
Me too.
Thank you all for tuning in this week to the Think Loud crew. Don't forget to tune in on your favorite podcast platform, whether that's Apple, Spotify, Google, whatever it is you listen to us. And also check us out on YouTube. The Think Loud crew. We like to record ourselves and watch our faces. But the kids are calling. Everybody's up in the house now, so gotta check out. But thank y'all, and you can find Cheyenne at Shy Not Shy on Instagram. You can find me at RKylin, and
you can find me at Hair by Shanan C. You guys, love y'all.
Thank you. Love you. Have a great week.